Hey everybody, it's Justin Jaywar from the Chicago 60 Podcast, and get ready for another great segment that we have going on. It's time for Couch Stories. And this entire segment is devoted to the guests that we have on the podcast and learning a little bit about them so you can learn about them, find out what they're about, where they're performing, whatever, what they're doing in life, why are they on the podcast, who are these people. These are Chicagoans, people born and raised in the Chicagoland area or who've lived in the Chicagoland area for a long time, are doing great things, have done great things, and people that you should know about in the city of Chicago. So we just had on Jason Lorenzo on the podcast. It was great having you, man. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Of course. Jason Lorenzo has been a friend of mine for several years now. We met at the Improv Olympic doing improv together. We did some scenes together. We were in a troupe together. He's an amazing individual. He's done acting, and he was also a host of a monster truck show. We're definitely going to be talking about that. Definitely want to tell more people about that because that's a cool thing. I don't think a lot of people don't really know about, so we're really excited to get into that a little bit. But I wanted to kick off this segment by asking you a little bit about, and for the people who don't know you, who are you, Jason Lorenzo? Give us a little brief backstory of who you are, where you come from, and all that jazz.
Jason Lorenzo. I am a Puerto Rican-raised Illinoisan, if you will.
Yes.
My mom, pa were my mom was born in Puerto Rico. My pa was born in New York, and then raised in Puerto Rico for a little bit. They met somehow in New York, moved to Elgin, Illinois. Next thing you know, we're out by the city, Chicago. I was born in 1985, and from there, basically, we've just been, I don't know, like a TV film kind of family, always watching movies together. And then from there, that's where I caught the bug of wanting to be an actor. Mm-hmm. So from there, went to college at NIU, got my degree in acting. So that was really freaking cool. After I graduated, came out closer to the city, started getting acting jobs, started doing improv, took a little hiatus, went out to I.O., met you, and then from there, I got little gigs here and there, nothing to call home about, but of course I did because my mom was proud of me.
Yes, of course. Gotta make mama proud.
No, but then from there, for myself, life changed and took a little bit more of a serious course. So now I'm looking like this every day.
That's right.
You know?
Yeah, and I definitely want to ask you about that because that's definitely a transition that happens with a lot of people who do what we do. People go the one way, people go the opposite way. So that's why I also wanted to have you on to kind of learn about that,
of course,
and figure out why you wanted to do that. But yeah, I forgot that you're also a fellow NIU Husky.
That's
so
right.
Go Huskies. So that's really cool.
That's right.
I graduated with a different degree, but
what
acting.
Was it?
I did marketing and sales. So
that's
I went
degree.
like legit business, and then I found out and discovered my acting stuff a little bit later than you did.
Well, marketing and sales, that's bread and butter.
That is bread and butter stuff for sure. Yeah. So that is really cool. So I wanted to ask you first off, like, how did you kind of alluded to it, but if you could go a little more into detail. So what about your family? You said they were more of like a film and television type of family, acting family. So how did you get started in acting and improv? What got you interested? What about your family made you interested about that?
My mom. It was truly my mother. Basically, I'm the youngest of five. So it was always just very high energy in the house. Everything's always happening. And me being the youngest, you kind of get, forgotten because you got to take care of the older kids. They need this, they need that. So for myself, you didn't really get too much of the spotlight,
Yeah.
And with that, the one thing that was predominant in the household was watching movies. More importantly, action movies. My father loved action films.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and then I turned him on to Jet Li and just like Jason Statham, more of the newer kind of guys. But overall, it started that way. And my ma, she always would say, Jason, just get up and dance. Because we would always have salsa music playing every weekend, no matter what. It was fun. But I don't know, thinking about it now, I'm like, we were nuts. But at the same time, it was fun because you'd wake up to my father or my mother blaring like Latin music in the house. And then you're just like, oh my gosh, it's the weekend. And you hear this music, so you know it's time to go. And, we would just be, every once in a while just dancing or whatever. But it was just fun because that was the environment they created. So back to the dancing, I hated it. Didn't want to do it.
Sure, yeah.
As a kid, you're embarrassed.
Right.
But my mom kept pushing me, kept pushing me, kept pushing me. So I learned how to dance, and I realized people like to watch people who like to dance. And I'm like, wait a minute, people are watching me, and I'm getting attention. I like how this sounds. So from there, that sparked it inside of me. So I'd start performing. And to the point where finally Jim Carrey, I started to mimic his style of comedy.
Interesting. Okay.
So one day I did, like, I don't know, you remember The Mask?
Sure, of course.
Where he gets shot and he's like, ooh, ah, ee.
Yeah, yeah.
I recreated that whole scene, and my brother, who's a little bit older than me, he'd always be making fun of me. He'd
Yeah, of
always be making fun of me.
yeah.
I'm like, you're a jerk. I freaking hate you. But yeah, as a kid, you didn't know those words like, I hate you and jerk and whatnot.
Right, right.
So he would always make me feel bad. But my ma, this one time, she said, that was good. Do it again. So I did it again, and I did it again. And then I knew I wanted to do this. I just knew it then. I have to be acting and performing in front of stage, like auditoriums or in front of a camera, because it was life, man.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
That is how it feels. It definitely, like, it makes it just for those of us who do it. It's I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are like, I could never do that. Oh my gosh. But for us, it breathes life into us. We can, like, truly be
Yeah.
ourselves and be funny and whatever we want to do with, like, no inhibitions, whatever. Do you feel similarly like that?
Without a doubt, man.
yeah.
Of course. It
Yeah.
feels like I said, it's life. You feel like you can breathe in general. It's like just talking about it, I felt my lungs expand a little, and I'm like, damn, that feels good.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's like taking a bite of a big juicy burger. Like, I want more of the damn thing.
Yeah.
So that's what it was like. Of course, 100%.
Nice.
Yeah.
What are some things? So did you start out in acting, or did you start with improv? I think you started with acting.
I started
right?
honestly. I started with dancing.
Oh, you started with dancing. Okay.
Yeah, man. I started with
Gotcha.
dancing. So going to the whole salsa. Because people say, anyway, it's a different story. People saying salsa and salsa, like I just did, or like, for example, cilantro. For me, that's normal, because growing up, my mom always spoke Spanish, so cilantro is normal. So when I say it in front of other people, they're like, why did you just say cilantro? They make fun of me. So anyway,
Right.
because they say it's cilantro,
Right,
you know, and
right.
I'm like, whatever, okay, I don't care. So anyway,
not
so
Spanish,
doing
man.
salsa, doing my salsa, and I'd be dancing, and there's quinceañeras. You know what a quinceañera
Oh yeah, for
is?
sure. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
It's in the Mexican culture. A woman is brought into womanhood when she turns 15 years old.
Right.
And it's a big celebration. She has, like, bridesmaids and groomsmen. They're called damas and chambelanes. Chambelanes are the guys, damas are the girls. And we would do, like, a little dance. It was called a waltz. And you would do a little waltz, and it was always soft and, sway and easy for kids to learn because, you're kids. You're doing a show.
Right.
But then I wanted to change it up a little. And one of the quinceañera, she had me choreograph a dance with her. So sure enough, I was like, yeah, let's do some, like, merengue. I did that. Dude, I was doing choreography for shows, definitely, and then for quinceañeras every once in a while.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's where I was, like, really, like, at my best, dancing. And then acting started to kick in at the end of high school. So that's where acting started, in high school. Check it out. This is what happened. I went up to the speech teacher,
Yeah.
Mr. Solomon. I was like,
okay, that's a great name for a teacher.
Mr. Solomon. He was the speech teacher. And he
Hello, I'm
also
Mr. Solomon.
Right, and he also did forensics. Yeah, he was the forensics coach, so he would always teach us how to do it. But anyway, I was like, listen, how do I get in the show? I want to be in the show. He goes,
Yeah.
You're in the show. Show up this Saturday, and we're gonna do a video and whatnot. And then it started from there. Basically,
Gotcha.
it just started there, end of high school. And funnier story. I'm graduating. Go ahead. What happened?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Keep going.
Oh, no.
Keep going. Just
Gotcha.
low battery. We're all good. Keep
Is it
going.
gonna last long enough?
Yeah. No, we're good.
All right, cool. So
We'll be fine.
going to go into college. I'm about to graduate high school, and then I'm like, what the hell am I gonna get my degree in? And I was like, I think I'm gonna do acting, and
Yeah.
then that's where it started. So yeah, I think I answered your question. I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, for sure. Absolutely.
You're so nice.
Yeah.
You're like, I think you did.
Yeah. No, I would tell you if you didn't, you fucker. So, no, that's cool. I didn't know you started with dancing. That's interesting. So then when you got into NIU, you're like, I'm gonna go into acting now, and you had like were you getting paid to do the choreography for like quinceañeras and other events that
Yeah.
you were doing, like small stuff or anything?
Yeah,
or?
and when it first started out, not really. You're a kid.
Yeah,
you're not thinking
just
about
doing
selling
stuff.
it.
Yeah, right,
But
right.
then down the line, I got like one, maybe two that I did get paid for, and I didn't really charge too much. I just charged like a couple $100s.
Sure.
But it was still nice.
But still,
to be
for a high school kid, I mean, that's,
able,
a
dude,
couple $100 to, make up a dance.
shit,
I mean,
even
geez.
a college student,
Yeah.
like, a couple $100s is nice. Especially
Yeah.
since I had to pay for my own college.
Right. Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah.
So no, but yeah, I got paid for it. It was pretty cool.
I love how you did a Chicago thing. No, but yeah. That's a total thing that Chicagoans do. No, but yeah means yes. Yeah, but no.
I
Yeah,
never-
but no means
no.
no.
Yeah,
No
but
definitely
nah.
means yeah, it's definitely going to happen.
I didn't even know I did
Yeah, that's
that.
a whole meme that came out. It's funny. But we definitely say that, which is cool.
Wow.
So what do you what kind of acting and improv stuff have you done? What shows have you done? What was your favorite? Let's start there. What kind of shows and stuff have you done
Did
as
a
an
lot
actor?
of theater. I did the Tech for Hair, the musical, so
Oh,
that was
wow.
fun. I did a show called what was it called? Oh shit, I don't even remember.
He's done so much shit. He's forgotten all of it.
Basically, there's just so much stuff. Like in theater for college, you just do a bunch of different shows. You just can't even remember. There's like a 10-minute play festival. There's like, I can't even remember. There's just so many different shows. Grapes of Wrath was one of them. That was
That's
a
cool.
definite. That was a really good show. You learn a lot about the history of America with that one show.
Sure.
It's very revealing, but also like it roots you into like, holy shit, we take a lot of shit for granted in this freaking world. And just doing like, and that was a thing when you're in those shows for theater, like everything just dawns on you, and you're just like, wow.
Yeah.
So I did a bunch of those shows. In terms of other shows, I've done commercials. I've done industrials, which is like a little video for a company.
Right.
you know. So they just shoot the video, and it's like, all right, they're going to use internal kind of stuff. And then I've done
Right.
independent films. It's just been a blast, honestly.
Yeah.
Just all that stuff. I did Monster Jam.
Yeah. Right.
I've been in choir for church.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, you're a Renaissance man over here, dude.
I guess. I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm something.
Yeah. that sounds like something a mom would say. Well, you're something. You're something there.
good.
You and your jokes.
so cute.
Yeah. What's your favorite role or character you've ever played as an actor?
As an actor, my favorite role, it was the one that I can't remember the name of the damn play for. On the High Road. That was
Ah.
the damn play. And check it out. So we do this. They give us a script. We're doing it all. It's a lot of fun. And the reason why I loved it so much is because that character was like the main character of the stupid show, but you didn't know that he was the main character. It was like, in a sense, based around him, but it had nothing to do with him. And I was like the drunk guy who once was a millionaire or whatever in those times.
Gotcha.
And it was very fun because you could be I really became that character. So much so that like people were shocked at how, for example, it's just a quick shot. The person who was the bartender, he was running the saloon, if you will. And he would always improvise what it was he was going to do in terms of how he'd give me the drink, or if he would or wouldn't give me the drink, and I'd have to feed off of that.
Yeah.
So I was so like in character that one time. Now remember, this guy's an alcoholic. He took the shot, and he was supposed to give it to me, that little asshole.
Yeah.
And he pours it out, and I'm trying to. And then in that moment, it was like I was not existing. Jason Lorenzo did not exist, dude. I was a drunk man watching liquid gold about to die, and I was trying to catch it with my hand, but it all splashed on the floor. So the next thing I did as that person, I started to literally like suck the alcohol or liquor up off the floor. And then, man, I'm telling you, this fucking stage was disgusting.
Right, of course.
Dude, it was dusty and shit.
That's hella acting, man.
Bro, it wasn't even acting. That's the crazy
Right.
part.
Well, that's what it is when you get into a role, though, right?
I
mean,
was gone. I was
yeah.
being that guy,
you're
and
like Daniel Day-Lewis over here.
you could hear people going like, ooh, in the audience. It was so funny. But then after the show, when you
But
think
you
about
played
it,
that role, though. You were that guy. Like that's what that type of person would have done, though. More than likely.
100%. And it just happened in the moment because he gave me that opportunity to create with him. And when he did that, it was like,
Did you give him shit for that afterwards, or were you like, that
I
was a
kind of
good
did. I was
idea?
like, you're fucked up, dude. He goes, I didn't know you were going to lick it up off the floor. And I was like, he's an alcoholic. Don't judge him.
That is totally something. That's
insane.
hilarious.
Yeah,
oh my
man.
god.
Yeah,
That's cool. That's
that
cool.
was the most memorable one. And yeah, that one, because he wasn't really like the big deal.
Yeah, right. That's cool. Yeah, I can relate to that. I've in some roles I've played as well, but that's cool. So then, how did you transition from acting to improv? What was the spark? Because obviously that's where we met. So how did you? Were you just like, oh, I've done acting, now I'm gonna try out this improv thing, or
I knew I had to get it under my belt, so I started one time with Second City. I went over there first.
okay,
And
gotcha, cool.
the first instructor I had, I mean, it's nothing on the school. Second City is a phenomenal school, but this one guy that they had as an instructor was, you know, he wasn't my style. So
Sure.
when he would instruct, it was very like story based, and I was like, I don't understand that. I was like, tell me how I can relate to this person with what we just did. Kind of like what would happen, and I'm gonna go into our little bit of her history. Was I think it was Jessica?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
Jessica.
no. Was it Jessica or Kyle? We both had
Well,
Kyle.
We had
right?
Jessica Rogers. We had Jessica Rogers and Kyle Bethea, I think.
Yeah, Jessica was great because she let us play and she really
Right.
made us go wonky nuts.
Right.
Kyle would stop us in the moment and,
And
say,
give us
"You
the
missed a moment.
structure.
What
Yeah,
is
yeah.
this? It was that made
Yeah.
me realize this is how I'm supposed to be." That was at IO, by the way.
That's right.
Personally, I think it's a better school. That's a personal
You can say
opinion.
that. This is what this is. Say
Yeah,
what, yeah. They're
yeah.
both phenomenal, but
They're great.
they're
IO
very
is-
different.
I love IO way more.
They do different things.
But the bug came from me realizing that I didn't have. I mean, I always did. I thought I didn't have improvisational skills.
Right.
And yeah, that's where that spark came from. And you know, you just learn how to think on your feet, which I do naturally every day. So
right. Seems
I
like
don't
it
know.
shouldn't be that hard.
right. And I was like, what? I don't. Now that I look back, and I was like, what was I thinking? I was
Right.
I was funny. I was a
Right.
funny motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah. You were a funny motherfucker.
No.
That's why. Yeah, man. At first, I thought you
No.
were kooky, and I was like, look at this guy being all. Wah, wah, wah. And then I just realized, oh, you're because I thought because I see what I used to see was people like that, and I'm like, oh, this guy's trying to be all that, blah blah blah. But then
Right.
I just realized, oh, that's just you as a person. You were like being very genuine. It didn't. When I first saw you, I thought you weren't being genuine, but then I realized, oh, you're really genuine. And then when I actually talked to you outside of class is when I realized, oh, you're just a really good dude. And then when I saw you make choices in classes, it made more sense to me, and I enjoyed your performances more because I judge people. That's just me being a
Dude,
judger.
no, that's
But
human
legit
nature.
though. Yeah, it is. It totally is. But then, I just realized like, oh, okay. And then it made more sense because I realized what you were doing then, and then I appreciated a lot more what you're doing. But everybody liked what you did from what I remember.
I liked
So,
what everyone else
yeah,
did. That was fun
That's
to
the
watch.
cool thing about improv classes for sure.
Yeah.
But
Humbling.
I know we talked a little bit about this in on the class, and I want to get a couple other topics before we end here. But what do you prefer of the three things you've done? Improv, dancing, acting. What's like if you were to rank them, how would you rank them in terms of one being the most fun that you enjoy the most, and then three being the least?
I would
All
have to
three.
definitely say, without a doubt, one was dancing, two was theater acting, or I mean acting in general, in all mediums, and then three was improv.
Oh, interesting. Very
yeah,
interesting.
three was improv. Maybe because I wasn't exposed to it as much as a kid, but I can guarantee you this much. You know that one moment that I was talking about where the alcoholic was
Right. Yeah.
I had that one time with that show, and it felt beautiful, right?
Right, you
Because
get those
you
moments.
build it, you craft it. It's the word. I
Right.
hate that damn word personally. You're crafting your character.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that word personally, but it's true. It's what you're doing. You're molding that clay. That was a moment, right?
Yeah.
Imagine doing that, having that moment all the time, where you can now command it with a medium that, like for myself, which was dance.
Yeah.
Every time I was creating those types of moments with dance.
Yeah.
And the best part about it was I, in a sense, mastered my own style of dancing with the technique, like what you need in improv.
Sure.
In improv, you need
Yeah,
a
yeah.
technique.
Yeah.
I was now improvising my dance, and it was beautiful.
That's cool.
That's
really
why
cool.
talking about like acting and then dancing,
Yeah.
that's life right there. That's living. That was my source.
Yeah, that makes sense when you get something that really drives you and is passion that you were.
Like for you, what is
Used
it
to.
that's like you said it when we were talking
Yeah.
about acting. You're like, ooh, I saw you
Yeah.
get excited. Is that what that like? Which one is yours?
Yeah, I know. It's tough. I would say probably improv's first, just because I like being off the cuff.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I like keeping people on their toes and not knowing what's gonna come out of my mouth, because I like seeing people's reactions to things. And then probably acting after that. They're very close. just like acting, you can get lost in the character, which is fun sometimes, and I like doing that. But I also like sometimes being constricted by a script. Sometimes I'm not fond of. Particularly, there are a lot of bad scripts. If you're doing like
Yeah.
a play like what you're doing, like those are time-tested, amazing plays. Like I was Alfred P. Doolittle in My Fair Lady in 8th grade, and I mean, that was
That's
the time
awesome.
of my life. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was great. It was a wonderful experience, and I would love to do more of that. But you pick your moments, your battles. Improv's a little bit easier for me, which is weird because other people are like I could never do that, but for me it's a little bit easier. So,
It's a
and then,
hard medium.
yeah,
Improv.
yeah. Mine is basically the reverse of your order, I would say.
Oh, it's
I love doing
dancing is last.
Yeah, I mean I love to dance, but I'm not like to the level that you would be at. So
Beautiful, man.
I can dance pretty
so
well, but
my dance, your improv.
right,
Boom.
we got a show.
That's right. That'd be a damn good show.
It could be a damn good show. Well, that's cool. I want to get now into the Monster Truck stuff because I think that's just really cool. And I remember you telling me about that. I was like, how the hell did you land that, man? So how did that come about? Like you kind of told me a little bit about it, but I've kind of forgotten at this point. So how did you come about? What was it? How did you come about it? And like, what was the experience like?
Should
So
I do some
yeah.
plugs of like my sources? Is what you're saying, or it doesn't even matter?
No,
You
just
wanna
like
speak?
just what's your
All right.
how'd that come about? What's the story of it? It's just so interesting to me.
All right. So then, you being a performer slash artist, you get it.
Yeah,
The actor's life sucks.
yeah,
Actor's life is bad, man.
yeah.
You never know when you're gonna get a job. You think you did great, they don't call you back,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like when you get one, it's nice pay. But then
Right.
when's the next one coming?
Right.
So then I got to the point in my life where I was like, dude, you got to buckle down and freaking change this up, which happened many times in my life. It was like on 1 month, off another, on 1 month, because you just like, it's a battle. It's a
Yeah.
stupid freaking battle. Anyway, so finally one time I was like, fuck this. This is going to be my life. I'm going to do it. So I went to backstage.com. I did some research. Actually, my girlfriend, Lizzie, love you, baby, she found backstage.com, and she's like, check this out. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So I go check it out. I start finding all these job postings. And the thing is their little newsletter / magazine, you had to download the PDF from when they gave it to you, like in the email. So you subscribe, you get the emails. But the job that I found with Monster Jam was inside the PDF of the magazine you had to read, and you go through the job listings in your
Oh.
region.
Gotcha.
So they had New York, they had LA, they had Georgia, by the way, is a big movie, like
yeah, ATL
a
is
hub.
huge now. Yeah, yeah.
it's a hub, man. Anyway, and I found this one. I was like, oh, no. I found Marvel's Universe Live, and I was like, man, I would love to be Wolverine.
a.
I auditioned for that damn show. All
That's
these,
hilarious.
dude. Like,
Awesome.
I feel like I'm a little bit older. There's a bunch of these kids back flipping, twisting, and I'm like, oh shit. And I was like, good thing I brought my nunchucks.
You had nunchucks,
Dude, I have 2 nunchucks. So I
Get
have
the
2
fuck
nunchucks.
out of
I'm
here!
a badass, man.
That's awesome.
Dude, that won the judges over, and they wanted me to come back, and so they put me on the roster. And then the lady goes, Jessica. She goes, come back. I want you at Monster Jam audition. I was like, Monster Jam? Like a host? She's like, yeah. I was like, just holding the microphone? Like doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, yeah, all right, fine. So I go check it out. I freaking blow that shit out the water.
Nice.
They give me the job. I'm over here now in Florida auditioning for this huge Monster Jam show. I had a bigger beard then. They made me shave
I remember it. Yeah.
Oh, man, I missed that bad boy.
Yeah.
Anyway, and that's how I got it.
That's
I went to
crazy.
go for Marvel. She liked me enough to send me to Monster Jam. And then my nunchucks won the day.
That's cool. So life lesson is always carry nunchucks. You never know when you need a good pair of nunchucks. Just people are just like, what the? Don't kill me. Here, take a job.
Yeah, you're fine.
Hilarious.
Love it.
That's
No.
awesome.
Yeah, and that was the thing. It was cool. I was the only one that stood out.
So what did you do for the show technically? What was you were a host, right?
I was a
But what
host.
would you do?
Basically what you're doing, except on a very large scale for a bunch of kids and parents.
Got it.
Like what you do with Chicago 60?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Chicago.
I hope you would know the show you're on, motherfucker.
Hey, I'm just saying. I didn't want to. All right,
It's like I could turn around and look. Oh yeah, Chicago 60.
Chicago 60. Yeah. No, but how you introduce things and
Yeah.
you have to give the play-by-play in a sense.
Right,
You
right.
want to make them feel comfortable yet informed, but at the same time not being teacher mode.
Right.
It's entertainment.
Right.
It's
Right.
like,
Right.
did you just see how this and that? What they broke was the right wheel axle on the driver's side, no, on the passenger side, and you just talk about the parts and the gears and whatever it is. I was horrible at it. I did not know what the hell I was talking about. But if you make it up enough, but you can't make up too much because there's some hardcore fans that will call your ass out. You got to be careful. If you're good and you just talk about what you know, it's great. So basically, I'm in front of the camera. I got fans behind me. I was like, you guys having a great time? Woo! And it's good. It's good television.
Right.
It's fun, man.
Yeah.
So you gotta prepare, man. Long days, long nights. You have to rehearse.
And when you were traveling around the country for this?
Yeah,
or
man. I went to Canada. I went to
Canada?
California. Like all over the
All
U.S.
over?
Like literally.
You would just be flying all over the place.
Everywhere. Every week, man. So
Wow.
you leave Thursday morning because you have to be there the day before a first show.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday shows. So sometimes you have 4 or 5 shows in a weekend. And then you fly back Sunday night prayerfully. On a prayer, you get home Sunday night taking the red eye. So then, because then you got to work on Monday.
Right.
Monday, Tuesday, you have to wash clothes, get your shit packed up again, fly out again Thursday. You do that for 4 months. It's cool, but after a while, you're like, I don't like fucking flying.
Yeah.
I hate airports.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but that was how it was. That's how it ran. But man, dude.
You did it for about 4 months?
No, I did it for 2 years.
Oh, shit, that was a long time.
Yeah, not 2 years straight because they
Oh.
give you like
Oh, they give you breaks.
stretch, and
Gotcha,
you get
yeah,
a
yeah,
break,
yeah.
and then sometimes you pick up shifts or shows for other people who are sick or they got family things. But no, man, great company. Feld Entertainment, great company. Monster Jam, phenomenal show. Great. Oh, even better, the drivers. They don't get enough. Like, you see their profiles and such,
Yeah.
but they're really hardcore, man. So yeah. Back to not really answering your question. The show is hard to run.
Yeah.
You gotta, because you're doing, think of it this way. You're doing dance choreography or you're doing an improvised show with these big ass monster trucks that could,
Right.
you gotta be careful.
Kill you.
They could kill you.
They could
man.
crush you. I believe there's one called the Crusher.
Yes.
I made that up, but I figured there's got to be one called the Crusher.
I don't know, man. I think I gotta make you look good on your show. It's a crusher.
There's a Crusher.
No, so yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crush Station.
Ah, okay.
There you
That's
go.
close.
You were so close.
Is it something that lives under the sea, or is
Yeah,
it?
it's actually a big
Or
red,
is it a
it's a big
term play on
lobster.
words?
It's
Is it really?
Crush.
Oh man,
Yeah,
that's
because
great.
it's a monster truck, so
Sure,
it crushes
sure.
stuff. So then it was Crush Station.
That is wonderful.
Boom.
Indulge us, if you will, with one of your favorite stories from working with the Monster Truck Show. It's something that happened that was funny or crazy, a near-death experience, something,
Oh,
anything.
shoot. Near death, crazy, funny.
Anything along those lines. I'm just
Man,
trying to throw out
I don't
something that
know
might
about-
jog your memory.
All right, I hear what you're saying. Let's see here. Crazy. Oh, man. It's kind of funny, but at the same time, it sucks for the kid because the kids are great. They're excited because they see you, and they're like, ooh, I want to be on TV. And you're like,
Right.
yeah, man, you do. Because it's hard to find those kids. Everyone is shy.
Right.
So you're like, come on, man, give me one kid. So this girl, she's like, I want to see it. I'm like, yes. I'm like, more energy. She's like, ah. And I was like, I love this kid. And I was like, I'm ready to do here's a plug, Hot Wheels giveaway. I don't endorse Hot Wheels, but whatever.
Got it. Okay.
Hot Wheels giveaway.
Potentially a sponsor of the Chicago 60.
Whoa!
Yeah, what? This is why we get along so well. All
Because
right.
you're good,
Yeah,
man.
you're good.
No, you.
Yeah. Jesus. All right, your
Story
story.
back. They're like, all right, Jason, we're coming to you. And I'm my bad thing is I can't function if someoone's in my ear saying
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
That's the worst job to have, being a host where people talk in your ear
Right.
because in front of the camera.
Right, you were telling me about this.
Yeah, I'm like,
you'd be saying
yeah,
shit,
so
they'd
we're
be like,
talking
say
about
this.
Jason, do this. I'm like, freezing live on camera. Finally, when the camera cuts, I'm like, do not talk to me when I'm on camera. I can't do two things at once. Back to the kid. Here we go. I'm like, you ready, Stacy? Yeah. 3, 2. Fans, I'm here with Stacy, and she goes, just crying her eyes out and runs off camera. I was like, she is so happy to be receiving this monster truck giveaway. I was like, she was elated. She just ran off the camera. I'm going to make sure she gets this. Be sure to check out your own. And then that was how you, and then you got to do the
Oh my
plugs.
gosh.
Go to the concourse. Check out the Monster Jam gear, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that was the most memorable.
That's funny.
She busted into tears. and I was-
Busted into tears.
Yeah,
that
that was
is pretty funny, man.
It
That's
was
great.
funny.
Well, it sounds like you covered it well, about as well as you could. I'm
There-
sure everybody in there probably got a good laugh out of it. right?
Improv helped
Yeah,
me
I mean,
out.
that's the improv thing
Back
for
to the
sure.
improv.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was
That's
good.
cool.
No, it was a hard job though.
Yeah, I hear you.
Because think about it. This is why. Everyone that was going for the host job, they had journalism backgrounds. And I'm like, I'm an actor. I know how to memorize lines.
Memorize lines and
Pretty much.
and improv. I know how to be funny.
That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you. That's sometimes the skills that you don't think will be useful for certain things end up being the most useful.
They come into play.
And then people recognize that. They think that's how the acting world and everything is people think they have an idea of what they think they want in certain things. But if you show up and show them something that they weren't expecting, that they think, oh shit, this might be good.
we could use that.
We could use that. And then boom, that's how you basically landed that, because you used the other good skills that you had. They might have thought, oh, we need a journalism person who can blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But then they're like, well,
No,
shit, we need a
nunchuck
we
wielding
need a
motherfucker.
nunchuck wielding motherfucker. That's hilarious. Did you ever use the nunchucks?
In real life, you mean?
Not like at the show or anything like that.
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I
That'd be
should have
funny.
brought those damn things. They're
That is
fun.
funny.
I love those things.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, man. Any other last tidbits about the Monster Truck Show that would be interesting to know about? Like anything about the trucks themselves or the drivers or anything
Yeah, the
that
trucks.
you found interesting?
What I found interesting was, the show looks simple. It looks easy. Like, let's make this truck go up and come down and crush a car.
Yeah.
It's not that easy. They are literally wielding a over like 2,000-pound beast that
Yeah.
could very easily hit a tire the wrong way and flip them over, but
Oh,
they're
cripes.
able to maintain, and actually they could cause damage to like arenas or stadiums that they're in, and that's not a cheap ticket. Uh-oh.
No, we're good. Keep going. Keep
All right,
talking.
Go ahead, get the button. It's all good. Hit the button. Close. You got it. Fix your microphone.
Go ahead.
So I would
good.
say I have more of an appreciation for what they do because it's not easy. Watching them just practice and getting their bearings, it's very revealing. So God bless them and the work they do, but more importantly, all the people that do the production aspect of it. I mean, you need a shot, you better go find the damn shot, because the person who's in front of the camera, they're not just smiling, being pretty the whole time. They're running, they're losing their minds trying to find out, how can I get the next best shot, because that truck's gone, that one broke, and this and that. You're like, and you got a camera guy who doesn't know how to deal with monster trucks, and he's scared to get near them because we hire the crew local to the stadiums.
Oh.
And then two, they're just farting around because they're just getting their paycheck for the weekend because they're not working their football NFL game or whatever. You're
right.
like, get your ass over by that truck and take a damn shot. Dude, they're everywhere but where you need them to be.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
give those people credit because they make a show happen in seconds, man. In seconds. It's fun. I wish you could do that job. I wish you could do it so you can be like, holy fuck. Nothing works. Everything's broken. He's always disappearing. And then you're like, hey, fans, I was just talking to one of the great drivers back there. As you can see behind me, they're getting on the four-wheelers about to tear it up out there on the track. And I was like, do you have anything you need to say? And then the driver, athlete, they're like, what? And I was like, take your helmet off real fast. Let's talk. You are making it up.
That is awesome.
Yeah,
well,
man.
that's where the improv helped, for sure.
That's exact. And back
That is
to
cool.
the improv.
Yeah, back to the improv. That's a useful skill for all things. That's
For
cool.
life.
That's cool. Would you do it again?
Hell yeah, I'd do it again. Would my
Nice.
girlfriend let me? Probably not.
We'll leave that there, I guess.
No, because she misses me, and I miss her
yeah.
too.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a lot of traveling. So
Dude, on the road.
now, that's actually a really good segue, because I wanted to talk to you this for a few minutes.
Yeah.
Is you've gone the opposite direction. So you started out in acting and kind of entertainment and whatnot, and now you've gone into more of a corporate life.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of going the opposite way, where I'm trying to corporate, I'm going entertainment. So what has this transition been like, and like what was the reasoning behind that? Like, why did you want to do that? Or like you're just like, I just want some stability or something? Like, what was the
Man,
transition
honestly,
process?
what it was it was like, I'll be very sincere.
Yeah,
I'm more of a spiritual guy. So like, I'm very rooted in my faith.
yeah.
I'm a Catholic man. I was raised
That's
Catholic.
right, what's up, bro?
Boom.
Them
Boom,
Catholics, bro.
suckers.
What's up, Catholicism, popes?
Ba-bam, baby.
Oh, he got that Everything about
my
your
girlfriend
soul.
bought me this. My girlfriend bought me this.
Nice,
Yeah, she
bruh.
got me a good one. I love
Yeah.
that girl so freaking much.
Yeah.
God bless.
All right, we're getting off topic.
So we're
Go
back,
ahead.
back.
Yeah.
Oh shoot. Okay,
No,
we're
no,
good.
keep going. You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
what was I saying? I'm a Catholic man,
Yeah.
raised, and I kind of like veered away from the faith because I didn't know much about it. Like, you know how you're raised with it, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh, you were raised with it, so you know. Hell no, man. Just because you're raised in it doesn't mean you know everything. So I was like, I want nothing to do with it. But doing my own studying, I came back to it, and that made me realize shit's got to change because if this is what you're doing and you've got a girl that you're serious about,
Yeah.
you can't force her, make her follow you with whatever it is you want to do when there's things that she needs for herself too. And it really made me recalibrate my mind to a very large degree, like so much so that it was like it made me see my full life, like the whole spectrum of life in general. And I was like, what do I want as, like, in a sense, a legacy for who I will be or what my future, my children will be.
Right.
And that's what changed it, man. And now, right now, it's the transition, which is hard. It's
Yeah.
a bitch, dude, because
Yeah.
you go from loving life and being kooky, funky, whatever you want to be, and like
then
high energy. And yet, in a sense, it's kind of boxed in
you box
because
yourself in with the
it's a
corporate
new
life.
world, it's a new industry, but more importantly, it's like less fun.
Yeah.
No high energy, no goofy, nothing. You're just like, let's
You got to
get the
bring
job
that
done.
to the core. That's what I do at my job. Is I try and bring that goofiness, whatever, into my sales job. So that's what you're gonna have to do at
Man.
your place. It's tough because when you're finance folks, you got to be careful.
Yeah, you can't because you're messing with
Yeah.
their money.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course I was like, I want to make a lot of money. I'm gonna go into finance. That was the dumbest freaking thought. That was the stupidest thought ever. Yeah, the money's there, but they're not giving it to you.
Right.
It's their money that you're managing. And it's like, whatever. All right, I'm doing okay.
Are
But
you enjoying it now? Are you okay with your decision? Or
yeah, of course I am. I got a little bit more stability. My girlfriend, she's gonna be taken care of. Future wife, without a doubt. That's gonna be my baby. But yeah, I'm proud.
does she
of it.
know that? Because I don't want to post this and she doesn't
No,
know
you can
that.
post it. She knows
Okay,
I'm gonna
all right,
marry her.
all
That
right,
girl
cool.
knows.
Okay, cool.
She just doesn't know when I'm gonna propose.
Gotcha.
But
We're
I'm gonna
good.
propose.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, but I would say, was it my ideal choice? Nah, it wasn't. But was it the choice I know I want to make for my family, current and future? Hell yeah, man.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. That's very cool. I'm glad you did that. From our brief conversations and conversations we've hung out, it sounds like you're feeling good about it. And obviously, all new things come with its own trials and tribulations. But it sounds like you're comfortable with the path you've chosen. That's as not only somebody who's interviewing you, but also your friend. I'm very happy for you for that. So that's
Thanks,
really cool, man.
man.
For sure, dude.
You're
Of
the
course.
best, brother.
Yeah,
That's good
bro.
shit.
Some
Get
Catholic
outta
bros
here.
stick together. You know what I'm saying,
Man,
motherfucker?
quit playing around, dude.
All right. Now we only really do have a few minutes left.
Literally. that
That's
thing's
right,
gonna-
because this is
it's gonna-
before my phone dies.
it's
But
gonna die.
but I want to do the lightning round. Lightning round. I'm just gonna ask you a bunch of questions.
And
you
then?
can just give me quick answers or whatever you want to do, real fast.
Ooh, one-word answers or like you
Whatever. We're
how's-
gonna
gotta adjust
improv the
this
shit out of
thing.
this.
This is intense.
Yeah, get intense.
Hold on.
Here we go.
Something's happening, but not really, because it's not happening like it should be.
That's right.
All right, lightning
All right,
round.
Lightning round. Okay, first question. Favorite food from Chicago?
Pizza.
Pizza, deep dish or just regular?
No, deep dish,
Deep
dude.
dish pizza. I like that shit.
Oh my God, you are messed up if you don't like deep dish pizza and you're in
Thank
Chicago.
you. I thank you very
You
much
should
for
go
saying
to.
that.
This is not very Catholic. You should go to hell if you don't like deep dish pizza.
And as well stated as you can say.
Boom.
Okay.
All right, go.
All
Lightning.
right. Cubs, Sox.
Sox.
Favorite sports team in Chicago?
Chicago Bulls.
Ooh, interesting. Okay, didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're in the loop, which line is your favorite of the colors?
Blue.
Blue line. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Sears Tower or Willis Tower?
Fuck the Willis Tower, man. It's Sears Tower.
Yes.
It's always been. I hate that shit.
Sears Tower or John Hancock?
Ooh, shit. I've never been to John Hancock. I'm gonna be honest, so I'm gonna say Sears.
Okay, gotcha. Grant Park or Millennium Park?
Ooh, my heart says Grant because of the Bulls from the '90s, but then Millennium Park reminds me of my girl. So maybe can I say
Your lightning round. You say what you want to say.
Millennium.
Favorite area of the city. So by that I mean like North Side, West Side, Loop, South Side. What's your hood?
I'd say Michigan Avenue.
Michigan Ave.
Yeah, Michigan Avenue has got life. I mean, it's weird, it's different, it's fun, and you can go down the stairs. You can go. I mean, everything's
Gotcha.
it's accessible.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Lower Wacker too. I love that.
Lower Wacker.
Reminds me of the Dark Knight. you know?
Yeah. That's where they film that shit. Beach guy or Riverwalk kind of guy?
Riverwalk.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. Very cool. All right. Which is oh, because you're in the burbs. Your favorite expressway? Dan Ryan, Stevenson, Reagan,
290.
290.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's Eisenhower.
Yeah,
I
that is
think
the
so.
Eisenhower. It's the
Boom.
Ike. Yeah. It's just fun to say Ike.
Ike.
I'm going on the Ike. Yo,
Ike,
Baba
Ike.
Booey.
Baba Booey. What is that from?
I don't know. I'll tell you about that offline. Favorite Portillo's or Al's beef?
Portillo's.
Ooh.
Ooh, baby.
All right,
I
because we
like
had a debate
Portillo's.
about that before. We're gonna be doing a beef off, by the way.
Oh,
We're gonna be trying
can I
all
be
these.
in on that?
Yeah, well, I'll hit you up. We
Oh
can do
my
it, yeah.
gosh, I love Italian beef.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
go,
yeah.
go, go.
Okay, for your beef, sweet peppers or jardinera?
Jardinera.
That's
It's
right.
got to be spicy. I got to have spice, man.
Yes. Okay. Let me think. Where
You're
all
good
right.
with this shit.
I'm doing okay. I'm
He's
making all this
fast.
shit up on the fucking fly.
You're
I shouldn't be saying
amazing.
that, but like this is
We should
this
be
is my
swearing.
jam, huh?
We should be swearing.
Ooh, Walter Payton or Michael Jordan?
Oh,
Ooh,
fuck.
bro.
Oh, Jordan. I gotta stick with
well, you
Jordan.
said Bulls earlier, so I guess that.
Yeah, it's
but
Jordan.
I mean, all right.
You got it's so hard. I didn't really get to enjoy Peyton because
Yeah,
I was
true.
born '85.
That's
so
true. That's true. But they're probably the two greatest.
Wanna be like mine.
Yeah, that's true. Soldier Field or United Center?
Soldier Field.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
It's
badass
dope.
place.
Yeah. Field Museum or Museum of Science and Industry?
Field Museum.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
why?
Because Lizzie likes it. She
Okay.
likes it a lot, and I've grown an affinity towards it because I think that they had like an Egyptian like a sarcophagi kind of
okay.
exhibit and such. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
that's pretty freaking cool.
Okay. All right. Last question. What is the thing you love the most about the city of Chicago?
Oh fuck! You got to pick one thing.
Well, you can say whatever you want.
All
but
right, what is the one thing that I love most about the city of Chicago? This is not lightning at all. I'd have to say the many diverse cultures.
Oh, that's cool.
That is beautiful. That's gold. I love that you can go down the road and you're like enjoying Greek cuisine, and then you go in here. I mean, you got so many different just livelihoods that just meld into one spot, and it's like that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's the best part.
All right. Last question.
Super last.
If someone was traveling to Chicago,
Yeah.
and they weren't from here,
Yeah.
what's one piece of advice you'd give them about being in Chicago if they're not from here, traveling here, being a tourist?
Do they have a rental car, or are they taking public transportation?
Let's say public transportation.
All right. If they're taking public transportation, always have a partner with you. I love Chicago, but make sure you're with somebody. Don't be stupid. Don't be. It's a metropolitan area. Think about it. You know. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying with that. So
Yeah,
be
yeah.
with a friend if you're going to be down here, but have your points plotted out so you know where you want to go, and then make sure you get home safe. That's it.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to the South Side unless you visit the South Side.
Yeah.
But still, be smart.
Yeah.
And two, if they had their own rental car, you better be aggressive when you're driving because they are not letting you get in anywhere. You go. You're gonna turn. You make the turn. They're not gonna let you take it. You got to own that street.
Yep. They're true. That is very true. That is very true.
There it is, man.
Well, Jason Lorenzo.
brother, this
thank
is
you,
great,
man. Yeah,
This is
this
good
was a
shit.
great time. I really appreciate you coming on the podcast and being part of our first ever couch story session. This was really cool.
I'm the first one.
You're the first one of everything. You're our first guest. Yes. Number one. This is great. Oh my gosh.
You like me. I don't know.
But really, you're a really good friend. I love hanging out with you. You're a funny dude. I hope we can hang out a lot more. I know our schedules get busy, but I really,
Beast.
again, really appreciate you doing this, man.
God bless you,
and
brother. Good luck with all this, man.
yeah, man. What's next for you? You're gonna be doing the corporate life. You got any? Are you still doing any acting or anything anywhere that you can tell
You
the
know,
folks about, or you taking a break
I
for
might
now?
be. You know, I might
the
start
future?
a YouTube channel.
That's right.
It's gonna be for movie critic, kind of like movie review sort of thing. So I'm thinking about doing that. I'll tell you about the name later. That's in the future.
We will
But,
plug you later for sure.
Of course.
That sounded
man.
weird, but not.
No,
this being
it
a
may-
couch and all, it sounds very
No,
bizarre.
I
But
mean, that's
we're
that's
going
okay.
to do
It's-
a promo plug for your new show when it comes out on the Chicago 60.
That's
There you go.
Amen. That's it.
We're gonna use a lot of words to make sure we get that one right. But
You did it. You did
exactly.
Thanks
Cool, man.
again.
Well, Jason Lorenzo,
Hey.
really appreciate it, man.
it. Yeah.
And if you
Thank you.
liked listening to Jason all his great stories and you like this segment, please follow us on Facebook, the Chicago 60 SIXTY. Go to YouTube. If you're probably watching this on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. You can only see these segments, Couch Stories, on YouTube. So if you're not following us on YouTube, you're not going to see this great content. So please do that. And also go to iTunes. This will be on iTunes as well. Subscribe. Leave us a 5-star review. Chicago 60. DA Chicago 60. Please go there. Listen to it here. Give us that review because it really helps us out so we can continue interviewing great people like Jason Lorenzo and have you learn about cool stuff going on in the city and learn about cool people in this amazing city that is a town that starts with the C, ends with an O, and has Chicago in the middle of it. Midwestern town, Chicago. So please go do that, everybody. Thank you much for watching. And as we always like to say, we have to end everything with bear down.
Oh, yeah.
Bear down
and fuck the Packers.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next time. Thanks to Jason Lorenzo. See you next time. Bye-bye.